Happy Monday, everyone. We got some strength coming your way to kickstart off the week. We're going to get you guys ready to go, and we're going to have some fun today with just a lot of movement, so we'll enjoy. To get us there, what we have is a plank lean for 2, plank shoulder touch for 2, plank knee to nose for 2, little gymnastics complex. And you can take that little complex through 3 to 5 times. If you need to rest in between, throw in some cat-cow curls or something like that in between the reps, please be my guest. Just take advantage of this and just use this as an opportunity to heat your shoulders up, heat your core up, and just get things fired up for the day. Once you've done your 3 to 5 reps of this complex, we'll move down to a side lunge for 6, alternating a side scale raise for 3, and a sumo squat for 5 at a 3-3-3 tempo. 2 to 3 rounds right there, taking it down nice and steady, and then we're going to move into our first work set of the day. So our first work set again is going to be our upper body piece today. We're going to do 3 to 5 rounds of a dumbbell push press for 10. So that you'll fire those things up, and then you'll lower them down 3 seconds to the shoulder. You're going to hit that for 10 reps, and then you're going to have a 20-second rest, moving then into a front rack hold. So putting the dumbbells down briefly for a second, and then cleaning them up into that front rack hold, which is nice, for 60 seconds. Rest 20 seconds again, then you're going to get yourself set up for some tempo push-ups, 5 to 10 reps at a 3:03 tempo. So 3 seconds down, 3 seconds press, nice and steady. So set yourself up well for that so you can be successful with the tempo. Rest 90 seconds, do it again, 3 to 5 rounds, depending how much volume you want to give yourself today. That'll really depend on how many rounds you take down. Our second work set is a little lower body work set. We have 3 to 5 rounds of our dumbbell deadlift for 8 to 10 reps at a 3-second tempo down. Rest 20 seconds, foot assisted pistol, 8 per side at a 3:03 tempo, so 3 down, 3 up. And then we have a rest of 20 seconds of a dumbbell goblet squat for 10 reps at a 3-second negative. And then again, rest 90 seconds to take that down. And taking down 3 to 5 rounds, depending on how much volume you want. Maybe you did 3 rounds in the upper, you want to do 5 rounds in the lower, or mix and match, whatever it happens to be. Pick your adventure, have some fun with the strength, and let's get you guys going. All right, guys, let's warm up a little bit. Let's get our feet underneath those hips. We'll take the arms big and tall up overhead. We're going to reach over to one side. We're going to come back up. We'll reach over to the other side. We'll come back up, big stretch. We'll scratch our back. We'll reach through the elbow. Come back up the center, big stretch. Scratch your back, reach through the elbow. We'll come back up, big stretch. And then forward fold, touch your toes. Walk up the shins. Come down, frame a foot. Step her back into our lizard. Nice and square in those hips. We're going to take the inside hand all the way up. We'll bend at the 90. And we'll reach straight ahead. And then pull back. And reach straight ahead. And pull back. And straight ahead. And pull back. We'll reach up. And then we'll give ourselves one rotation. Come back up. Plant the hand. Step back into our down dog, just settling into those shoulders and those hips. Come back into our plank. We'll step the other foot up. Good. Setting into that position. We'll take the inside hand all the way up. Bend at the elbow. We're going to reach straight ahead. Come back. Reach straight ahead. Come back. And reach straight ahead. And come back. We'll reach up. Rotate. Forearm coming down. Big stretch. Plant the hand. Step back into our down dog again. Big reach. Come back into our plank. Tiptoe those feet up. We're going to roll ourselves all the way up. Big stretch. Good. Little reach. Little reach. Oh, come down with those hands. Let's get you guys fired up and ready to go. If you'd like to do any other gentle kind of warm-up stuff, please do so. Maybe focus on the wrists a little bit, maybe a little bit more upper body stuff. We're going to move into our next kind of phase, which is a little bit more warm-up, a little bit of core work. But if you have any extra things to take care of for yourself, do so now, and then come along with me. We're going to move into the next phase, which is going to consist of some plank leans, some shoulder touches, and some knee to noses. So I'm going to start off doing the first rep facing this direction. So we're nice and tight through the ribs and core. We get set in that good strong plank. I'm going to lean to the left, staying centered over my shoulders, and then lean to the right, staying over my shoulders. Then I'm going to lean again, but I'm going to touch my shoulder once I've balanced on that hand. Lean to the other side, balance on the other hand, touch, and then set my core, pull a knee, and pull a knee, and back into my plank. That would be 1 rep. So I'm going to do the next one facing forward so you guys can see my shift. Again, always taking the moment to kind of make sure we're in our good shoulder position and our rib and hip pulled into our hollow in our plank. If any of those start to kind of fail out on us, we want to make sure we regain that position before we continue with the next rep. So I pull my ribs and hips in, press through my shoulders, I lean to my left, I come back through, lean to my right, come back to center, I lean over, touch my shoulder, lean over, touch my shoulder, come back to center, pull a knee, center, good, knee, center, and then come back in. So I'm taking my time working through those 3 positions, so 3 different movements, 2 of which are very similar. We have to shift our weight over to our hand before we can touch our shoulder. So we get to play around with a little bit more weight displacement for the first 2, then the next one we're nice and tight, pulling everything right up the front. 3 to 5 reps through that complex, and then we're going to stand up nice and tall into a wide stance, which I'm going to get set up with in my side scale, or sorry, my side lunge. So even though I'm lunging, I'm thinking squat. So I'm going to take my hip to my heel, taking it down, keeping that weight over the midfoot, and I'm going to stand. Then you take my hip to my heel again, staying nice and upright. And then I'm going to stand. Really focusing on keeping the weight through the midfoot, that knee tracking through the toe, and that body as tall as I can make it. All right? So if I feel myself doing this, I want to stop before that hinge happens and try and stay as upright as I can. Right? So take the time to pay attention to those positions and really focus and go to that edge of your abilities. From there, we're going to continue to work on the glute a bit. I need to get myself in my favorite foot, balancing through the big toe, the midfoot, all that good stuff in contact with the floor. My hands can go wherever they need to be for balance, and I'm going to have my toe pointed so the top of my shoe points straight towards the camera, and I'm going to lift my leg, come back down. Keeping my shoelaces pointing towards the front, I'm going to work on that nice lift, engaging through that glute, through that side body, and enjoy that nice solid control and balance work. Refrain from the urge to tip, to try and get the leg over a little bit higher. We just want to take it to as high as we can with the strength of our glute and our leg. So side scale, we have 3 per side, and then we're going to come back into our sumo stance and just work on a few wider squats. So my toes will be slightly turned out. I'm going to pull my hips to my heels, keeping my chest high and upright. Knees are being pushed out a little bit more so that I can really focus on tracking the toes. And just stay right through that midfoot for weight. Take your time. We have a 3-3-3 tempo, so it's a nice, smooth, kind of flowy pace just to make sure we're feeling every inch of that squat and controlling our entire range. As a quick recap for you guys, we have our plank lean for 2, shoulder touch for 2, plank knee to nose for 2, 3 to 5 rounds through that little complex, into our side lunge for 6 alternating, side scale raise for 3 a side, and our sumo squat for 5 at a 3-3-3 tempo. 2 to 3 rounds through that. Take your time, figure out how your body's feeling, where you want to go with that, and then we can move into our first work set. Our first work set is going to consist of our upper body work. So I'm going to grab my dumbbells over here and to get myself set up. So I have to clean the dumbbells up. So I deadlift those dumbbells up. I'm going to take them up. Nice solid clean into that front rack position. So the back of the dumbbell is resting on my shoulders. My elbows are pressing slightly up into the dumbbell, so it's not a lazy rack, right? But I'm nice and active through my upper body. And my feet are just outside my hips or under my hips with perhaps a slight toe turn out. With the push press, I'm going to get that nice vertical dip, so my knees track my toes and my body's upright. And I'm going to use that dip to drive the dumbbells overhead. So I drive them overhead, I'm going to come down, elbows in front for 3, 2, and 1. Set for a moment, dip and drive. Coming down, 3, 2, 1, and set for a moment to make sure we're getting ourselves in position and working on that good time. So So with that push press, we want to use the explosiveness of the hips and legs to get the dumbbells up, and then that good strict control coming down for 3 seconds. So taking that time to really work on each individual rep, position, and return. Our next exercise after a 20-second rest is the dumbbell front rack. So I'm going to clean my dumbbells up again into that front rack position. So the back of my dumbbell is resting on my shoulder. I'm pressing into my dumbbells a bit, squeezing my glutes, pulling my ribs in, and just embracing my inner statue. So I'm standing as tall as I can, as upright as I can, fighting the urge as I get tired to lay back into my hips and stay nice and tall. So if you feel any of that kind of happening, so if I start shifting back or I start to round forward a little bit because I'm getting tired, either correct. If you can't correct, put the dumbbells down, quick shakeout, pull them back up, and accumulate that 60 seconds in that front rack hold. Because what we want to do is we want to bank good, strong time in each portion of that movement, thinking glutes, ribs, rack position. So we always want to groove good position. After that, you're going to rest for 20 seconds, and you're going to get yourself set up for your push-ups. So if you're working your push-ups on a chair, ottoman, table, counter, set yourself up for that. But I'm going to show you 3 different variations on the floor. These 3 options are sort of the points of performance. In these 3 options, all apply to your other styles on the counter or whatever apparatus you're using for your push-up. So I'm going to get myself set up so my hands are under my shoulders. I have pretty wide fingers, so I have a nice grip on the floor. I'm going to pull my ribs and hips in, press my shoulders to the sky. And I'm going to come slightly forward and down, keeping my elbows stacked over my wrist, and then press up. So in that position, I'm creating a little tripod. So my hand, chin, and hand are going to make a little triangle, creating that nice, strong position. If you're looking at me from a bird's eye view, my elbows and my arms would be at this kind of gentle 45 position, which really allows me to recruit a lot of pec and a lot of upper back to solidify and stabilize that shoulder as I do that press. In is okay, it's a little bit more tricep dominant kind of push set position, but we want to stay away from this because that's going to allow our shoulder to dump a little bit more forward, and it's just a little less stable in that shoulder than it would be in the middle area. So find that nice happy 45 and really work that position. Our other variation is that toe push start. So I start my plank, I lower down, maintaining tension, my knees touch, I come up, and I come back to my plank. So I lower via the plank, press up through the knee, start in my nice plank position. My last variation of the push-ups is from the knees, but I want you to start from the toes. So start in your plank. Use the plank to establish that good start position, then lower the knees to the floor, and then slowly lower down to the ground and press. Making sure we're keeping those shoulders set, those elbows stacked over the wrist, and then we still have that slight forward down motion to create the little tripod at the bottom of the push-up. So a quick recap on our work set we have for our upper body. We have our 3 to 5 rounds. Dumbbell push press for 10 reps at a 3-second lower. Dumbbell front rack hold for 60 seconds after that 20-second rest. Then you have another 20-second rest to move you into your tempo push-up for 5 to 10 reps, 303 tempo. So 3 seconds down, 3 seconds back up. Rest 90 seconds, repeat for your kind of allotted and desired amount of volume, so 3 to 5 rounds, and continue on. Pause the video, take it down. I'm going to move through that next phase and get you guys working with that lower body piece as we continue on our day. So our lower body piece starts with a dumbbell deadlift. And for our first rep, I am totally fine with you guys taking it from the floor, opposed to taking it from from the sumo position in between our feet, opposed to trying to get down to the floor in the conventional sense. So with the sumo, the dumbbell stays in between my feet, I take it up, and then I will transition to the conventional style deadlift. And that can be your first lift if you'd like. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my back position. My feet are under my hips, / just outside, toes turned out a little bit for balance. I'm weighted through the midfoot. And I'm going to pull my hips back. As the dumbbells come down, my body hinges, kind of like a good morning. And then once I get to my knees, I'm going to lower everything down together, taking it to my desired depth. Maintaining good position and my weight through my midfoot. I'm going to stand up, keeping the dumbbells in line with my body. My hips go back, and then I take it down, maintaining that good straight back, and then I stand tall. So my tempo on these is a 3-second down. So it's going to be a 3, 2, 1 to your desired depth. Stand normal pace. So it's kind of a nice little chance to really focus on your position as you're lowering down. Gives you a chance to feel your glutes and hamstrings and really pay attention to that foot contact. So pick one piece out of that deadlift that you need to work on personally and rock it hard. You'll rest 20 seconds, then you're going to move into your foot assisted pistol. And you can load this under the chin if you'd like, but they get pretty hard with the tempo we have. So if you're like, nah, I'm not going to load that just yet, that's fine. You'll have plenty of work to do in this foot assisted pistol. I'm going to get my feet underneath of my hips. I'm going to take one toe back, so it's my foot assist is there. It's pretty close to my heel. I'm going to squeeze my glutes, and I'm going to take my hip to my heel, staying nice and upright at a 3-second tempo down. My weight is primarily over this balancing leg, and then I'm going to push primarily through this leg. This balancing leg here for assistance is more like a tripod or a kickstand. All right, just allowing us to kind of keep our balance as we can focus our attention to the pushing leg. So as a quick recap again on this, I take my hip to my heel, normal squat mechanics. I try and stay weighted over that single leg, and then I push through, making sure that that toe and knee are aligned as I drive up and as I lower down. I'm going to do one facing the front for you guys as well, so you can see the knee alignment as I come down. So as I come down, my knee stays tracking my toe. It doesn't move at all. And then I'm going to stand through this leg right here, feeling that quad, that glute, say, wow, that's a lot of work. And then come tall. So we're working a 3-second tempo down, 3-second tempo up. And only take it down as deep as you can maintain position, because it's a great exercise for strength, balance, and mobility, right, throughout the entire lower half of your body. You have 8 per side, then you'll rest 20 seconds. Then you're going to pick up one dumbbell, and you're going to hold it under your chin, and you're going to work on staying upright in that goblet squat. So my feet are in my normal squat stance. So just outside hip width, shoulder width, depending on your squat stance. Dumbbells under the chin, nice and close to the body. I'm going to take my hips to my heels. My body stays tall, my knees track the toes. I take it as deep as I can maintain position in my back and my weight through my midfoot, and then I stand. It's very important during this squat that when I change directions, my shoulders and hips rise together at the same time, so my hips don't lead the show and tip my body forward. We want to try and stay as upright as we can the entire time. Quick recap for you guys. 3 to 5 rounds, we have dumbbell deadlift, 8 to 10 reps at a 3-second tempo, 20-second rest in between into a foot-assisted pistol for 8 a side at a 3:03 tempo. Rest 20 seconds, and then dumbbell goblet squat for 10 reps at a 3-second negative down, and then a normal stand. 90-second rest, and then repeat, taking down your desired amount of volume for today, so 3 to 5 rounds. Have some fun today, you guys. Enjoy this strength work. If you'd like to vary and play with different sets of dumbbells, if you have access to that, you can. Play with it, have fun with it. It's going to kickstart the week off the right way so we can build that intensity to later on in the week. Enjoy. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to send us a message. We are always here for you guys and thinking about you guys rocking these workouts at home. And yeah, enjoy. Work for quality, enjoy, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, you guys.